check it. Okay. I see that it's live, but I want to check everything just to make sure it's to my liking. I'm going to checky wacky. Check, check, check. Doing all kinds of checks. Okay, I'm checking. Oh, Boise, Idaho. I'm going to go check it. Checking. Okay. I see that it's live, but I want to check everything just to make sure it's to my liking. Let's check. Keep checking. Okay, I'm checking. Oh, Boise, Idaho. I'm going to go check it. Checking. 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 Sound checks. Lots of sound checks. I see that it's live, but I want to check everything just to make sure it's to my liking. Keep checking. Okay, I'm checking. Sound check. Checking. 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 Sound checks. Lots of sound checks. I don't know if I like this. Do I like it? Okay. It's stuck. Fix you. Okay. Hello? Hi? Is anybody there? Okay. Hello? Lots and lots of checks. Sound check here, sound check there. Hello? Hi? anybody there? Hello? Lots and lots of checks. Sound check here, sound check there. Alright, so now I'm done with my sound checks. I'm a little delayed per the video, but what we're going to be doing tonight is making air fryer baba ganoush because I have a couple eggplants that I need to get going, that I need to use up. So, here are my eggplants right here. Here's one. I'm going to give them a nice little bath. Here's the other one. Get a little towel, kind of dry them off a bit, just so they're not super wet. Dry our little eggplants off. Move that way out of the way. Just kind of give our eggplants a nice little bath. I mean, I might need to let the eggplants cool down a bit before I... Okay, so what I'm going to do is thus. I'm going to get my little eggplants all ready for the baba. Let's pick holes in them. I love eggplant, and I believe in eating baba ganoush with the skin on. I know that's not really popular opinion, but I don't care. That's what I'm doing. You can do whatever you want, but just stop taking the skin off your baba ganoush. I don't know why. People are like, but it tastes bitter. I mean, I don't get it. Why are certain bitter things acceptable? Like, bitterness of coffee, yes, but bitterness of baba ganoush with the skin, or the bitterness of chocolate, some people, I don't get it. Like, why do people accept some kinds of bitterness but not others? Bitter chocolates, like the dark chocolate that doesn't have too much sugar in it, and bitter baba ganoush skin are both yummy, yummy, yummy. Well, if you don't agree with me, don't eat it. But I love it, so I will eat it for you. Okay, so I'm going to move my little rack a little bit farther down. I'm going to put one baba in this way, and then I'm going to put the other baba in this way. And I'm just going to let them cook. And there they are, cooking away. What should I do while they're cooking? Should I chop an onion? Let's chop an onion! Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because I ran the dishwasher today. So here's my cutting board. Here's my knife. Let's get out a purple onion and cut them up. Yeah? I think so. Why does YouTube recommend certain videos to me? I have no clue. Things that I have no interest in. Sometimes they're on point, but other times I'm like, there are things they are recommending to me that make absolutely no sense. I'm like, no. No. Is it because a short showed up in my feed and now it thinks that these are the videos that I must watch at all times? I don't know. I'm very curious why it thinks what it thinks. Who knows why? Can't tell you why. But it has opinions about what I should be watching sometimes that are just way off. I need to go shopping. I have a lot of grapefruit. I have a lot of potatoes. I have a lemon. I have a lot of apple butter. I have a lot of dried goods. But I'm beginning to run out of some things, like my oat milk went capoodle today. That's the end of the oat milk cycle. Okay, so beginning on the maiden voyage of using this camera because I need to. I know I'm gonna sit down and look at the manual, but actually, one just fast, good way because we have the internet, might as well use it. But back in the days, I used to Google things. But now, if you want to learn something really quick about your camera, just go on YouTube, okay? Just go on YouTube, TikTok, or somewhere else, and you'll find out things about the microphone and the camera real super fast, and you don't have to wait long. And it's a beautiful way to do it. Turn on the lights so I can watch my little babas cook. I'm gonna up the temperature to the babas to 400. Get those babas cooking. I mean, aubergines, eggplants, but for some reason, I'm calling my eggplants babas. Babas tonight. Babas. As in baba ganoush. Onion. To me, okay, I'm going to show you something. I know some people say this is a red onion. I say it's a purple onion. For example, look. It's purple. I know some people say red. I say purple. You know, I don't have any salt. That's one thing I keep forgetting to buy. I don't know. I thought I had some salt, but it just went. I don't know. I just forgot to buy salt. I want some of that veggie salt. The salt that I grew up eating, the vegetable salt. That stuff is amazing. I just really love that stuff. So I'm getting lots of little ideas about how I can set up cameras for live streaming and whatnot. It's like a lot of stuff is really like kind of, I'm just getting ideas for it. I'm like, oh, I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do that. And it's just like boom, boom, and like, yeah, ideas are just popping into my head. By the way, I'm on OBS. Yeah. I can't believe it. I'm doing OBS. This is OBS. I mean, it's not, I don't have any overlays going or anything, but this is an OBS live stream. 100%. It's OBS. I set it up. I don't know what happened. I just was like, can I do OBS? I'm like, yeah, I can do it. I don't know. It's just like all these things like are just popping off. Like, I'm just like, can I do this? Yeah. Can I do that? Yeah. I did it. It's OBS. And I have the Canon right here. My microphone right here. I mean, I'm gonna look at the quality afterwards because maybe I think live streaming in the kitchen on the iPhone is better. And maybe I just need a mic for my iPhone or something because I feel like I kind of, I'm not sure, but I do love the Canon and I do think it's a very beautiful camera. I'm just not sure how, because it's very limited, like in the way that you have to have it plugged in, okay? So that's the only thing about the Canon, and with the iPhone I can move him around more. So I'm just thinking maybe I need like an iPhone microphone. So yeah, this is my secondary live stream. Well, first like one. Okay, this is my first OBS live stream with a camera plugged in instead of like a webcam. Pretty awesome. So I have a camera plugged in. I'm like, okay. I have a microphone plugged in. I'm cooking my babas. Life's good. I wanted to get more done today. I was like, I need to clean this. I need to do that. I want to do that. But I feel like I'm hitting it pretty hard today. Yeah, I'm trying to get things done. I was supposed to see my sister, but then she said, oh, I have to work on Mother's Day. And I'm like, I totally get you. It's fine. Like, sometimes things just happen. Like, I don't know. I'm like, you know, I totally get it. That's cool. So, I wanted to like do more cleaning. Like I wanted to get more cleaning done, but I also was sitting down playing around with the camera, trying to just figure things out a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look at it afterwards just to see what I think sound wise. But I am thinking, yeah, if I do an art live stream, I could totally do that because I can plug it in over there where it's a little bit closer to the computer. And I just feel like that would be optimal, but maybe the other one will be, we'll just have to see. We'll have to see how it all goes. An eye on the eggplants, watching them cook down, get nice and cooked. I mean, I don't really think I'm going to put onions in with the baba. I think I just want a cooked raw onion, like to have on the side or something. I don't know. I'll cook it, but I want to do that. I just want raw onion. It's a little spicy. It's spicy, sweet, and bitter at the same time. I don't know how people need to be all three of those things, but it's all three. It's all three of those things. It just is, okay? It is all three of those things at once. Fridge needs a wipey wipe. So just clean as you go. Like if you see something that doesn't look super clean, just get your cloth and wipe. Clean. And throw the washcloth in the dryer when you're done. Simple, in my opinion. Okay, let's keep chopping. Because there's something about cooking live streams. I think somebody else was saying the same thing about like when they did speed cleaning videos, like where they speed it up. It kind of makes you like stay on task. It gets you to do something. And I feel like to me, that would be the beauty of that type of video. Like I do like the speed cleaning videos. I haven't done one in quite a while, but I would like to again. I would. Okay, my onion up. Nice and chopped. Maybe I'll have some raw with the baba. I'm gonna do my own kind of baba thing. Like it's gonna be a Julia Baba creation. Like okay, Just like, oh, okay. So this is what I'm loving about the air fryer. Okay, I have to say, I love how it's kind of bubbly in there. It's just so beautiful. And the only thing I love about the air fryer is, okay, so I think it's okay to be honest that you don't live in a big giant space. I have like I have sky high cabinet though, but I'm 5'2". How am I gonna reach the cabinet above the fridge? Like when my sister used to live with me, she thought it was ha ha funny because she is 5'8". My sister is flip flop 5'8", and she would stick things in the high cabinet like ha ha ha. Look what I put up in the high cabinet, and Julia's 5'2", and how am I gonna reach that? Like, ha, you're funny. Maybe she's 5'7". I'm pretty sure she's 5'8". I think she's 5'8". She's a tall one. Anyhow, I mean, she's not super tall, but she's taller than me, okay? She's taller than me. Both my parents are taller than me. My mom, and people are like, how is that possible? Because I take after the Syrian side, okay? And Syrians are short. Syrians are short, okay? Like, my great grandma was like 5'1", and we just take after that. And my little niece, she's 5'2", just like Julia. So yes, we're shorties. But I love being a shorty, okay? Love being short. Except for I can't reach that cabinet. I do have a stepping stool, but I'm not gonna bring a stepping stool out. So I basically just use all the cabinets where I can reach. And I have one cabinet under the sink. So since that's all the cabinet space I do have, which I guess is actually a lot. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a pretty good number of cabinets. But I don't use my dishwasher for storage. I love to use my dishwasher. That, I don't know, just triggers me. Like, I'm like, so what I do sometimes, instead of having to lug everything out of the oven, where I just store some pans in there, okay? I can keep them in there more now and just use the air fryer. And the good thing about being a single person is, yeah, I used to like make big batches of stuff, but then I'm like, I have a big giant batch of stuff, which is good sometimes, but other times I'm like, I don't know. Like when I would make big batches of things and I'm like, I am so sick of eating this after a week. Air fryer is perfect because it's like a little baby size. So if you're a single person, highly recommend an air fryer. Like, it'll just make your life easier, and you don't need like something big. Anyway, just my opinion. And then I don't have to worry about moving things back and forth. So I would rather store pots in my stove than store things in my dishwasher, but that's my opinion. I have opinions about how the kitchen runs. I like to do things a certain way, okay? And I feel like us introverted people, like we acquiesce too much to other people, like when it's a multiple group situation, which I don't know. Because I want to be able to have some say in how I do things. So, ooh, did you turn off, mister? Let's see. Okay. But no, I want you to cook longer. I'm cooking them longer. Because it is 15. I'm doing another 15 with them. Just to get them nice and golden, okay? So, this is just my opinion. That's why I personally don't want roommates and I like living alone. Because, hey, you have a lot of say in how you do stuff. I don't know. And I remember being younger and having roommates, and having recently lived with my sister a couple years ago where I was basically just supporting her. And I hated that, but just because, like, it was always, like, I needed to acquiesce to, like, her demands and what she wanted. And I think, like, with a more introverted person, if you don't always want to be going up to bat against people that have, like, dominant personalities, for more introverted people, I highly recommend living alone. No roommates. Pay more so you can live alone. It's amazing. Nobody can tell you what to do, when to do, where to go, and you're a free agent, and I just love that. I think I like just living alone a little too much. Like, I'm having a little bit too much fun. Like, And I'm not saying I'll never live with someone again, but I'm trying to like be more assertive now, and I just feel like if you live with someone, you have to always yield to what they want, and I'm tired of that because I feel like the more, I don't know, I'm in the self care part of my life, man. When you're into the self care part of your life, you're putting yourself first all the time, and it's just amazing. Like I don't feel like waiting on someone else. Like I wish my mother happy Mother's Day, but I have to be honest with you. Can we just have the single girl, single guy, single people chat? Because I know a lot of people that watch my channel were single people, and we don't have kids. Let's have this chat. We are happy we never had kids because we don't have to worry about that stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Life's better. It really is, because I'm like, I mean, nothing against having children. And I have a lot of opinions on this issue. Like, I think some people think right now, like, in order to be a feminine woman, you have to have been a mother. But I disagree, because, like some people have said, like, there's some young people, and I'm not saying that they're totally wrong, but there's, like, this young lady, like, she's, and her fashion sense is really beautiful and everything, but she, like, is telling people, like, oh, like, you have to be a stay-at-home wife to be able to, like, be feminine and take care of your house. But like some people were pointing out, she's in her 20s and she doesn't have a child yet. And yeah, it's a lot easier when you're in your 20s and maybe you're like making some money off social media to buy things you like. But if you're like a stay-at-home parent and like I just remember with my mom, like all the things she'd have to do to want to have extra money, like babysit. I honestly think you can be a feminine woman and work. Like, I don't agree, like, because there's always been women that worked. Like, it's kind of this Victorian idea of the, like, ornamental wife. There's a lot of history behind it where the woman didn't work and the man, you know, like, was the provider and she was the home. It's a very Victorian concept. Because if you look farther back in history, there have always been women that work to some degree, okay? Working's good for you. Like, you want to have your own money and your own income because, like, why? I just think it's good to be, like... So those are my thoughts about that. So I think it's great if people are mothers, and happy Mother's Day, and I really think being a mother is a great thing if that's your choice, but honestly... I think not being a mother and choosing to, like, you can still be a very feminine woman and not have children. I don't know. I don't think people, like, and in a way you can actually, like, a lot of more feminine women do end up, either if they are single or, like, you know, some of the people that do, like, retro style, a lot of them are selecting not to have kids. Like, a lot of the YouTubers that I was watching some YouTube accounts. Like, there was this vegan retro couple, and they were selecting not to have kids because they, like, look, I don't want to have, like, a whole retro 1950s style, but they're more into the style and the aesthetics than, like, a certain, like, closeted off way of describing an era. And by the way, people think that the 1950s was so conservative and so, like, but, Florence Henderson on Leave It to Beaver was a single mother, okay, working woman, and she popularized the whole idea of wearing, not Florence Henderson, I need to look up her name, I'll look it up later, I'd have to go get my phone, let's get it right, okay, did I say Florence Henderson, okay, to get this right. Okay, so in the 1950s you had beatniks, okay? You had all sorts of people, okay? So please don't believe people who say that people in the 1950s were always conservative. What about the beatniks? You had like people that actually might have even been married that I mean, I have nothing against conservative values, but I think people want to live a very like rigid description of what life is. Like, I don't think you have to be like super liberal or super conservative. I just think people try to portray certain eras in a certain way. But there were always people that were independent. And if you want to be independent, you could do it in any era, really. I mean, it would have been harder in the 1400s, but there were independent women in the 1950s. And some of them were very feminine, and some of them might have been married and not had children. My great aunt, am I becoming my great aunt Mary sometimes now that I'm a great aunt? I mean, am I younger than she was when? Yeah, I'm younger than she was when she became a great aunt, but she was married. Actually, half full. What I'm trying to tell you is I don't want to have kids. Like, that's the whole point. I know, like, okay, it's gonna be hard for you to understand that because I think, like, you come from a mindset where you think everybody wants to have kids to find fulfillment. I don't want to have children. Like, I'm just talking about issues that come up because a lot of people don't talk about these things. So we need to have like these conversations about it. And as a man, I don't think you really know. Like, you are a man and you're a younger man. So let a woman educate you on these things, okay? So let a woman educate you. A lot of people don't want to have children. And maybe, this is just a thought, you're using your own worldview as a way to reflect upon others. My great aunt was Syrian, okay? And she got married and she decided she didn't want to be married or have kids, and she got divorced and was a career woman. And she was feminine, okay? I'm just saying, like, stop defining yourself by a certain standard. Like, people think like everything has to be encapsulated, but there's always people that deviate from what you think. Like, there's certain things that, like, you're projecting your worldview onto me. I'm talking about this because it's a topic of conversation. So no, I don't want to have children. If I wanted to have children, I would have had a child when I was younger. Like, I would have had a child many years ago. Like, no, I don't. I'm just talking about this because it's something that comes up a lot, and it's actually a big topic on TikTok right now. Like, there's a lot of people, like women, that are being chastised for choosing to be single women and not have children. And there's like this stereotype that women that choose not to have children are masculine, but that's not true. Like, I kind of go against stereotype, so that's what this is about. So yeah, but you're young, and I think you're very invested in like a certain way that you were raised. But I'm just telling you, there's a lot, and it doesn't mean that there's a breakdown of society, because there's always been women like this. In fact, my view is in the minority, because there's a lot of people in, like, everywhere, even in the U.S., that still want to have kids. Like, there's still people having kids. I would say there's a COVID baby boom right now. Like, my niece just had a baby, so there's plenty of people that are still having children. I just don't want to have children. That's all this is about. So I was trying to remember, anyway, before I got derailed. We have to not be derailed by people, like, projecting their worldview on us. It was Barbara Billington. Yeah, she was the single mom. Anyway, I'm just saying, not everybody is what you think that they are. Like, I don't think everything has to be encapsulated. And I was talking about this because it's something that came up on my feed, okay? Like, I saw these videos just because I had done a shopping haul where I shared like some things I had purchased for my niece. So that's what I'm talking about. But anyway, to address this question, hey there, just clicked on your live. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Don't let men tell you that, because first off, full moon, half moon's a man, okay? He cannot speak for how women feel. People that want to have children, they're going to have children, okay? Unless they have like some sort of fertility issue. So look, this is the thing. Even people that have fertility issues, they adopt children. Wouldn't I have adopted a child if I really wanted a child? Like, there's a lot of ways you can be a mother if you want to be, but I don't want to be. So the reason I'm talking about this is because in the United States today's Mother's Day. Like, yeah. No, I just bring up the topic a lot. I think, yeah, it's okay. You're a man, so you don't really understand women's viewpoint. It's okay. Don't worry. Like, I'm not offended or anything, but sometimes men just don't understand. And I'm gonna make baba ganoush with the skin on because I like it with the skin on. I think I should have pulled that thing off the air fryer though instead of doing it that way. But we'll just leave it like that for a minute. Let it kind of deflate. Okay. Cascase. What are we gonna do? Actually, lately in live streams, what I've been talking about a lot is just wanting to do unscheduled content. That's been kind of my topic. And then recently I just decided to upgrade my camera. That's what I'm doing tonight. Because this is my new Canon camera. Anyway. Yep. Next. So I don't want to obscure the view of the baba. Fridge. There. Oh my gosh. The air fryer made this really beautiful baba, and I'm not gonna take the skin off. Look. The skin's so beautiful. It's so pretty. So I'm definitely gonna leave the skin on. I'm just kind of cutting it up so it won't be super hot when I go to puree it. Make my baba. Oh my. It's really hot still though. It really is. It's hot. Some people said you should just squish it. I love eggplant. I don't understand people who don't like eggplant. But a lot of people really hate eggplant. I'm like, whatever. I think my sister told me, she goes, oh God, you're eating eggplant again. Like, my sister really hates eggplant, apparently. I love it. I have like a 9 to 5 job because YouTube is just my hobby. Like, I've never, okay, so when you see like this YouTube I do, it's a small little YouTube channel. It's not like some big YouTube channel. I think like that's pretty obvious. Like, it's not, I don't have like 1 million followers, right? So no, I have a job. So it's just my hobby. Like, and I used to sell artwork. Right now, I mean, I still occasionally sell a piece of artwork here and there. Like, I sell art prints on Zazzle, and I occasionally still do that. There were some people in France that actually bought some of my art prints the other day. Like, they bought, but it's so interesting. Just like a blog post or a YouTube video, I never understand like what it is that people really like. Like, look, I took this beautiful picture of a fall time tree, and it was really beautiful, but I didn't think like that was my best piece of art. But apparently some people in France just really love that, and they bought it as like these little photographs. Like, that's what they liked. So I mean, I wish I was a bigger YouTuber, but you know, my other channel used to make more money, but like honestly, it just doesn't any longer because why? Like with my other channel, this channel doesn't really make much at all. But my other channel used to make a lot pre-COVID, and then like it just went down after that, and then it started going back up again, and then it just stopped, just because I feel it just that's what it is, and I just enjoy doing YouTube more for my creative hobby. So this is definitely more of a hobby. I'm like more of a hobbyist YouTuber. Like I still want to upgrade myself and take it more seriously. Like obviously, I just got a new camera and I just got a new microphone, which I will be testing out. Like I don't know how the sound sounds because I have to mute it. I can't hear the sound. So yeah, we'll see. But I would like to get back into doing some more like edited art videos. It's just time wise, like there's a lot of things I have ideas for, but when I'm home, like I'm always wanting to clean and cook, so I don't always have time to make the kind of content that I would like to make. So I have a lot of ideas about what I want to do with my channel though, for sure, but it's definitely more of a hobby. But you know, there are people that do this full time, it's just not me. Did you ever get married, Half Moon? I remember you said something about how you were gonna get married, or I don't know, maybe that was in the future. Did I take both the eggplants out? Yeah, I got them both. I'm just checking. Anyhow. I'm going to squish you guys up because, you know, I just don't want it to be super hot. Like when I go to blend it, I kind of want to squish, 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 squishy, squishy. You know what I could do actually? Because sometimes I want to speed up the process. Like I want to cool it down. I know they were like, let it sit. Just let it sit, as they say. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the fridge. Okay? So that it can cool off a little bit faster. And I want to show you this lovely homegrown grapefruit that somebody gave me off their tree. There's more of them. This is a little one, but there's a better one. Like there's got to be a better one. Like, oh my gosh, look at this one. Look at this one. It's so amazing. People really, really hate grapefruit, but I love it. I just love grapefruit. It's one of my favorite things. I really love it. So I'm going to let that cool down a bit. I'm going to maybe... That's parts of the eggplant. Okay, got that part off. Throw away the stem. Now, what am I going to do? Next thing I'm going to do. Oh no, I thought you did because I thought you said that you had a... Maybe I was thinking of somebody else. I apologize. But I thought you mentioned you had a girlfriend or something, so I wasn't sure, like. So, anyhow. Oh no. Okay, so we have a tomato. I didn't cut them all up, though. I might have. Oh no. I think I cut them up already. That means I'm just gonna have to use a canned one. I wanted to use a fresh one, but that's okay. Okay. So it's kind of... I have some stewed tomatoes. I'll just use that because I want to make my baba, but I want to give it like a tomato-y flavor. I really need to go to the store tomorrow. See, I'm telling you. Definitely, definitely, definitely. That tells me why, because I thought I still had fresh tomatoes, but apparently I used them all Friday night cooking. I did. They got used up already. In the dishwasher. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Nice and dry. Okay, so I am going to use some fresh onion, actually. The salt will be that tomato paste, okay? Because there's salt in the stewed tomato. I believe there is. Is there salt in it? Yeah, there's salt in it. That's good enough. I don't like things too salty anyway. You know, when you eat out, I'm always like, oh my gosh, it's so salty. Maybe that's why. Um, yeah, have I been in love? That's interesting. Like, years ago, maybe. But I don't know. I just never was a fan. Like, I didn't date a lot, to be honest with you, because, yeah, I didn't date a lot. But this was the interesting thing. I met online. There is, like, this Australian man that I talked to, and he's amazing. And I feel like we're really perfect in every way. And I mean, it's just not, we are realistic people, though. Um, we're realistic people, so I think I really would have hit it off with him. Other people, like, I dated and I wasn't really keen on them, and I mean, I went on a date a few months ago, so I just never made it a priority in my life. So it's not that I didn't want to meet someone, I just never met, like, the right person. And even if I did meet someone, I didn't want to have children. That wasn't, like, important to me, really, honestly. Like, I actually think I kind of hit it off with him because he says he never wants to have kids. And he's like, oh my gosh, we're similar age and you don't want to have kids and I don't want to have kids. And that was kind of why we hit it off together. Let me make sure the thing is still going. I'm not frozen, am I? Uh-oh. Did I freeze? Okay. I think I'm frozen. So, yeah. I think it went bye-bye.